life. What is your purpose?
So you have what you have said is giving time to yourself, right? Being in
Yes,
control of your own life.
connecting to oneself only. And every time analyzing, like, this situation will not affect me. What I have, what purpose God has given me, I am going to stick with that, and definitely not giving my remote control to others.
Right. So I just started the recording of the meeting. I forgot initially. So just those who will be watching the recording part, they can understand right now we are sharing in 1 or 2 minutes what is the concept of spirituality according to us. So every individual is sharing it. So we have covered Roshni Kharbanda. Now we are going to go to Seema ma'am, Seema Bhimjiani. Your thought on spirituality. Your voice is not audible, or probably you're not speaking out. Seema ma'am. Seema ma'am is still not audible. All right, Seema ma'am is not audible. Till the time she is audible, we'll go to Shipra Singh. Seema ma'am, you can just speak out. The moment you're okay, will go back to you. Audible at all. Maybe something is going wrong with your connection. Yeah, she's probably going to rejoin. Shipra Singh. Shipra Singh, what is spirituality according to you? In very short, concise manner, you can tell. Shipra Singh. Why is it that I'm not able to hear anyone? Others are able to hear?
Yes, sir. I am able to hear you, not others.
Yes, sir,
Oh,
only
yeah.
you
You
are.
are audible, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Now you're audible. Now you're audible. Speak up a little bit. It will be audible. So, Shipra Singh, ma'am, continue. No, it's still not audible. Shipra Singh, it's not audible again. Shobita Nigam, can you try speaking out a little bit? Let me check.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. It's audible.
Uh, Sir, spirituality to me is contains so many things.
Mm-hmm.
For example, doing right thing, being honest, being mindful also, being grateful, being
Mm-hmm.
truthful. There
Mm-hmm.
are many things which comes under spirituality according to me.
Mm-hmm. So, do you do regular spiritual practice in your life? Do you have time?
Sometimes I do meditation, but and worshipping to God, I do
Mhm.
regularly.
All right. Okay. So, work with God and spirituality different.
They are different, you are saying, sir.
No, what is your opinion on that? I'm just checking the opinion of people. I've not given anything as of now.
Worshipping God means we do only when we are grateful. So
Mhm.
great, as you told, gratitude. We should have gratitude, which
Right.
is very important. So when we worship God, we are grateful to Him, to the God for giving so many things.
Mhm.
Making our life so beautiful, giving so good things around us. So it so it also comes under spirituality.
Right. So you feel that prayer is a form of spirituality, right?
Yes, it is one type
All
of
right.
spirituality.
Fine. Sujata Maiti, if you can speak out. Sujata, ma'am. Sujata, ma'am, is still muted. Yeah, please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. According to me, spirituality is very big term, and thank you, sir, for introducing and creating this group, and absolutely very, very different thought about this whole concept. I feel that gratitude, all the practices that you have given. So I had been doing it very diligently right from 21st of September,
True.
and 10th of July you have taken up this session. I remember, and I have everything, and being very consistent, to be very consistent is really, really difficult. Till now I am not very consistent, but practicing this, all these different steps, I am consistent, though the time varies. Time also I'm not able to maintain the time, but I actually, one message was there of Sadhguruji, that about the early riser, late riser, snoozer, and all. So I
That
wanted
was
to
of
tell.
Gaur Gopal Das. Gaur,
Okay, so yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, sorry, sir. And I was trying to text on that day, but again, I
Mhm.
told you that, I feel as if I'm a stupid. So the first day when I had a talk with you, I had expressed my views about it to you. So you told that when you are trying to join this, you have taken a step, so you will be transforming it. So let me see if I can do it. But still, that thing is there. I don't text anything because again the same thing or concept comes to me.
Mhm.
So uh, I am a early riser. I'm an
Okay.
early riser. 4:30 I get up,
Mhm. All
and
right.
my time is 4:15 to 4:30. I leave my bed, and then I go for walking in the
Okay.
terrace, or uh, 3-4 rounds in
Mhm.
my place, neighborhood, and then I come back, freehand exercise little, and then little pranayam I do, and then I go for my household work.
Mhm.
So, sir, uh, just expressing this, that giving time to one own self. So this is, I'm doing it diligently. Previously, only the whole day work, work, and work. So school's work, either homework, household work, that's all. Now I'm able to give time for myself. I am taking out time for myself, thinking that it is important. So the day usually starts with prepaid gratitude, and usually I only used to stand in front of God and just thank God for all the yesterday nights. I had a wonderful sleep, thank you God, and thank you for the night, lovely day yesterday, all this. But now with that, do the prepaid gratitude as given by you. So again, the lotus gratitude, I do it very honestly, and every day it is now a practice in my nerves. It has come in my nerves. So the first thing is this, I do it, then I get ready, I go to my walking and everything. So then meditation, I try to do it at 8:30 in the evening, before eating, having dinner at 9:30. And sir, but spirituality, I feel that spirituality and being religious, once there was a text, you have text, that is different. Somebody has asked his views, so you had put it on the text that both are two different things. And
Yeah.
actually both are, yeah, and actually I also feel that both are different, because being religious is totally different. We are praying to God, like the Sadhguru's that video is there. Should we pray to God? So actually he tells wonderful things in that video. So yeah, we always ask something to God. So that is also, I have stopped it totally. I only say thank you, and thank you, nothing else. So that's all, sir. And the post-paid gratitude also, before sleeping, I used to just stand in front of God and used to tell him that wonderful day, and thank you for the day. Even if something goes wrong, I used to say thank you God for the wonderful day, whatever happened. But right now a little bit difference is there, that telling husband also, wow, my husband shouted at me. So that is something very wonderful, I feel. Something, whenever now wrong things go in my way, suppose I have done something wrong, or some difference of opinion is there with my husband, but still I feel that yes, it was good that he had told me this. So this is also working very well, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, Sujata teacher. If I can.
No, no, Manisha. Yes.
Sujata teacher was always a very patient person. So I think the spirituality and all has helped her a little more to, because
Yes.
she's always been patient. Right, Sujata teacher? If Sangeeta would
Yes.
have been here, she could have agreed to it.
Yes, because I am actually fascinated by these practices, and always I thank Swarup sir in the morning. That thank you, sir, for creating this group and introducing the concept of. See, we know, all of us know the word gratitude, but it has so much of implications in our life, and I never knew, because whenever the day 10th July onwards, I find, I take out my diary, and very often I go through whatever sir had given that day. And he had told that they about the thoughts, choice, actions, experience, feelings, and again this will lead to thoughts. So thoughts are so important. Nowadays I find that negative thoughts, even if they pour in, I try to switch over. Oh, what is coming? Let me not think about it. So this has come into me. So I am actually now, little transformation is there within me. Whatever it is, sir, I do not know, but maybe after 66 days of the practices, things will turn more better. Maybe I will be able to speak more better about spirituality to you, sir, because right now I would not dare to speak more, because I am
No problem.
now.
Fine. So what we understood was the gratitude. Your entire thing is revolving around gratitude. So we'll check now with Seema ma'am once if she is audible. Seema Bhimjani ma'am, can you check once?
Evening, sir. Am I audible now?
Yeah. Now you are perfectly audible.
Hello, sir.
Spirituality.
Yeah, fine. I'm sorry for the last thing.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Uh, Sir, according to me, the spirituality will be like I'm practicing since many years. Like I was 14 years old. Since then, I was practicing Reiki. I was practicing meditation. But the age of 16, 18, and teenage was the thing. And after in the time of education, at the time of I was taking education, and after marriage, the like life changes a lot. Okay, and since the years, we many times forget to give the time to ourselves. Okay, so this was again a very good platform. I am really thankful for you, because I can find myself again. I was there. I know what the thing I have, what the capacities I have. But I totally forgot many things. And I was really thankful that I found many of the things. I recalled many things. And now spirituality again for me will be a thing that finding yourself and staying, stabilizing yourself, that yes, you have to do this. This is what is wrong or what is right, that won't matter. But
Mhm.
whatever is coming to you will be your karma or your blessings. Okay, so this is what about what the spirituality means for me. And practicing the spirituality, in a group we were practicing the things, but many times because of we can say because of the school work or something, even I एक दो दिन के लिए मेरा भी disconnect हो गया था. But I was missing the thing. At the bedtime I used to do these things, because meditation at the bedtime is very much मुझे वो एक एनर्जी देता है जब मैं बेड टाइम पे मेडिटेशन करती हूँ. एंड द मॉर्निंग विल बी वेरी ब्लीसफुल फॉर मी व्हेन आई डू दैट एट बेड टाइम. सो मुझे बहुत अच्छी नींद आती है, स्ट्रेस फ्री नींद होती है इसकी वजह से. सो स्पिरिचुअलिटी फॉर मी will be finding yourself and stabilizing with the things that you have found in yourself. Okay, so this the stabilizing things will give you spirituality से ही मिलती है वो. So practicing spirituality, finding yourself, ये तो आपको बहुत सारी religion practice से या फिर कोई और practice से, meditation practice से भी मिल सकता है, but उसके साथ stably चलना वो सिर्फ spirituality के basis पे ही आपको मिल सकता है. So this is what I found from this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who
thank you.
didn't speak? Did someone miss out in between? Like, Suman will be the last one to speak. Before that, did anyone miss out because of the voice not coming through? Shipra ma'am, you spoke?
हेलो सर.
Yeah, hello.
हरिओम सर. मैं थोड़ी देर से ज्वाइन की. एक्चुअली आई हैव कम टू माय मम्मीज हाउस. तो यहाँ मम्मी के घर में जॉइंट फैमिली, और यहाँ आके मैं स्किप ही कर गया, और मुझे क्लास शेड्यूल करना था, और आई वाज अबाउट टू शेड्यूल द क्लास, बट जब मैंने देखा कि मुझे ज्वाइन करना है तो मैंने उसको छोड़ दिया. मैं रात को कर लूंगी वो काम. लेकिन मैं ये क्लास मिस कर जाती तो मेरे लिए इससे ज्यादा रिग्रेट नहीं होता. वो मैनेजमेंट वाला काम है, वो स्कूल वाला काम मैं हैंडल कर लूंगी, पर ये जो हो जाता ना, इसके लिए लगता आज मैं रात भर सो नहीं पाती.
अरे वाह. So what is your thought on
मुझे
spirituality?
याद आ गया.
Spirituality पे
सर आज
what is your thought on that?
यस सर. बिफोर ज्वाइनिंग दिस ग्रुप मेरे जीवन में शांत हवा बह रही थी. आपके ग्रुप को ज्वाइन करने के बाद ना वो तूफान सा आ गया है. तूफान सा आ गया मीन्स जो मन में जितने सारे क्वेश्चंस चल रहे थे कि ऐसा क्यों है, ऐसा क्या हो रहा है, कहाँ से हम आए, ये ईश्वर क्या है, बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस थे. और आपसे जुड़ने के बाद सर वो जो क्वेश्चंस और भी अधिक आने लग गए. तो मेरे पास अभी ना एक डायरी पूरी फुल हो जा रही है, एंड व्हेन आई गेट टाइम आपको फिर मैं सवालों के घेरे में खड़ा करूंगी.
बिल्कुल.
द टाइम विल कम. हाँ, 2 महीने से मैं काफी डिस्टर्ब रही सर. तो इन बिटवीन आई हैव स्टॉप्ड सेंडिंग इमोजी आल्सो.
Right.
और मैंने आपको लिखा भी कि टाइम कम्स व्हेन आई डोंट फील ग्रेटिट्यूड. ऐसा क्यों हो गया ईश्वर? क्योंकि मैंने बहुत प्यारे लोगों को खो दिया इस कोरोना काल में, जो मेरे काफी नजदीक थे.
Right.
तो इसके बाद से मुझे कुछ समय के लिए मैं शांत हो गई, लेकिन उस समय भी मन में वो बहुत सारी उथल पुथल चल रही थी. लेकिन फिर से शांत हुआ, और फिर मैंने इमोजी भेजना आपको स्टार्ट किया. लेकिन कभी भी नहीं भेजा, लेकिन वो उस ग्रेटिट्यूड में जी रहे थे हम लोग. वो जीना आपने सिखाया है सर. और हमारे जो गुरुजी है ना, कई बाबा वो अलग अलग कॉस्ट्यूम में आते हैं, उनका सजावट कुछ अलग होता है, पर हमारे जो गुरुजी आप सामने खड़े हैं वो डॉक्टर है, और किसी को भी दिखाते हैं कि हमारे गुरुजी को देख लीजिए, वेल एंड हैंडसम. तो आप है सर, नतमस्तक आपको.
Thank you so much.
धन्यवाद के लिए कोई शब्द नहीं है सर, धन्यवाद के लिए कोई शब्द नहीं है. और अब आत्मज्ञान में हम लोग जी रहे हैं. जब भी सुबह उठते हैं, और वही प्रार्थना सब पूरे विश्व के लिए, जो अपने लिए है वो पूरे विश्व के लिए होता है.
Absolutely. Now, Mr. Shuman, you are the only one remaining.
So everyone has said whatever I am having in my mind to say, because everyone has shared their part. For me, spirituality, what I understood in these days, to live with awareness, because we have to live. When we have taken birth, we don't have any other option. We have to live, so we have to live in awareness with full clarity. And I remind the audios of Rishi Prabhakar, which you have said, everything is okay. So for me now, whatever it is happening for good. I'm feeling that thing, and believe, sir, that whatever it is happening after completing 66 days, maybe bad or good, I don't know, but I am in happy mode. If I am getting angry also, I realize that I am getting angry, and I am keeping the pace of peace and happiness within me. And earlier I was in a big regret or tension, why I'm getting angry, why I have said harsh word to others. But now I get relief from it very fast. and I have started accepting everyone and everything as they are. There is earlier it was a judgmental thing, ये ऐसा है वैसा है ये situation. Now it is everything is okay, जो भी जैसा है it's okay. So it is giving every day, it is giving clarity that we have taken birth for some purpose, and my ultimate question is what is that purpose. I'm trying to find it out, because what I understood, our purpose is not for earning money and not for doing any such work which gives some uh, for any materialistic thing. uh, that is the thing. For me, spirituality is to find out uh, whatever it is going actually within me, and to live a life with peace and happiness with everyone, uh, in this means within my family and all around me. What Biva teacher told, that yes, every day I start my journey with praying for everyone, and I'm really very much happy when I'm doing that. I can see that connection with me and others. And one video you have sent of Nitya ji, that sending love with accepting love from the
Yeah.
atmosphere or something like that, and
Right.
sending love to your dear near and dear friends. I am doing that, and it's really very much helpful. I have seen lot of changes in my family members and others. That prayer is really helpful. Thanks, sir. I'm waiting for my answers from you about both the videos.
Everyone covered? Like anyone remaining who didn't speak out? All done. Manisha, you want to speak? Your thought on spirituality? She's still muted. If you want to speak, you can unmute yourself and speak out.
Sorry. Everybody, though I joined late, I heard many of them speaking, and they have mostly covered all the things that I wanted to speak actually. But for me, if you ask what is spirituality, definitely there is a religious and a non-religious part. Religious part is definitely being having a direct connect with the Almighty, which I do have now. From many years, like before bed, I always pray, and that is the only connectivity with the Almighty for me. And non-religious, yes, from these workshops a lot of things have come out, like the gratitude part. Definitely the Sujata teacher already spoke and many others spoke. But spirituality can be having a free spirit, where my spirit is totally free. I am not full of worries, nor full of anxieties, where I can live my life freely, happily. That can be a spirituality. When I'm happy, it covers everything, like my beliefs and trusts and faith. Everything is there. When I make others happy, when I feel happy myself, everything is covered, and that is when I feel that I am a spiritual person, if I am having a free spirit which is totally happy. That's all for me. Others, everybody has already covered. Thank you.
All right. So it's more about free spirit. So I chalked down whatever you had to say, everyone, starting from the first person to the last one. You have spoken about spending quality time, praying, uh, distinguishing the worldly things from others, reason to be sent to the world, sense of peace, happiness inside, then how you can be yourself, discovering oneself. So all these things are there. Now there are certain misnomers or beliefs about Shipra Singh is speaking, but I'm not audible. Is it a recent message, or because we just heard you? I don't think it's a recent message. It has just come up after some time, I guess. No, Shipra Singh, it's still not audible. You are not muted, but it's not audible. No, it's still not audible. You can try logging out and logging in once. Maybe there's a disturbance with the settings. I guess so. All right. So, coming to spirituality, how many of you really believe that spiritualism takes time? Spiritual practices takes time. How many of you believe that? Because many of you have seen, even in the group we have around 50, 60 members, but the messages that are sent to me or people responding to it, they always tell, like, for the time being, I'm occupied with something else, and I'm sorry I cannot send the message right now. Or let's say something is happening in my life right now. Let me just get over it, then I'll start doing it. So how many of you think that this is what spirituality is? Like, you need to devote a certain amount of time for it.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Time both.
Sorry.
Consistency is main curve which we need. We are not consistent.
No, your voice was not properly audible. What you can do, you can type it in the chat box. I think it will be more visible over there. Whatever you have to say, you can type it in. Those who are not able to be, those who are not audible can type it in the chat box now so that we can hear you. Or rather,
Sir, I want to ask one thing.
yeah, sure.
That from the day I connected with you, every time I try 2-3 days, any practice, not only from you, whatever practice I want to do for myself only, I can't able to continue it for a long time. 2-3 days, then again it's gone. Then again, even meditation I can't able to do. What is the problem? I can't able to concentrate.
Right.
I can't able to continue. That is the great problem with me.
Absolutely. This is continuity. You're talking about continuity or consistency, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. This is not only your problem. This is the problem with, most of the people. Most of the people. And, people think that spirituality takes time. Spirituality takes time. Spirituality needs some attention. We need to devote certain amount of time for that. When we are busy, we cannot do it. That is a very simple concept most of you have. Now today, the session that I'm going to take for the next half an hour or 40 minutes, I hope I can wind up within that time. Though on spirituality, you can keep on speaking for hours and days, still things are not enough. But I'll try to make it very brief and concise so that it is more palatable to everyone. You can easily digest it. So if you can kindly mute your microphone, it's creating some noise, Shipra ma'am. Yes, thank you. So most of the people, they are of this concept that I have to do something extra to be spiritual. The second concept is, if I am spiritual, I'm not supposed to do certain things. That is a second misconception, right? So when people, I think many of you believe that as well, that if I'm spiritual, I'm not supposed to do this. So how many of you believe that as well? Let me know. It's no shame in accepting it. That yes, I believe that if I'm spiritual, I'm not supposed to do these things. For example, I cannot tell a lie. I cannot get angry. You can, or eat something in particular, or do something that I wish to. I cannot have an intoxication. So all these concepts are there. So how many of you believe it, that it is true? That if you are spiritual, certain things are not for you. So then, see, this is a funny thing. So when you say I don't, so does it mean that you can basically do anything that you want and then still be spiritual? Is there a boundary? Is there a boundary that I can do anything and still I'm spiritual? And the second thing is, I'm not supposed to do certain things. Which one do you believe? On one side, there is, let's say, Maryada Purushottam Ram, who leads a life of, perfectionism, almost perfect life. And then on the other side, there is a Ravan or Duryodhana, who does something that they want. So how many of you believe that to be spiritual, you need to be a Ram and you cannot be a Ravan? All right. Is there no? Everyone says no, we do not believe. We do not believe it. Okay. So then, if
I don't believe.
Sorry,
I don't believe, sir.
yeah, you don't believe. So when you say you don't believe that by being spiritual you're not supposed to do certain things, then is there a barrier in being spiritual? Is there a barrier that stops you from being spiritual? Is there something that holds you back? Now, you see in the group, let's say I'll talk about the group. 55, 56 members are there. In that group, how many of you do you think respond even? They are in the group. Maybe they will watch a video once in a while. But even today in the meeting, only 14, let's say minus me, 12 people are there. So it's, let's say 1/5. 1/5 of the population is attending a session today. Rest of them, they do not have time for anything. Now, why do you think it is like that? What stops them? Or sometimes, as many of you say, I am not able to do it for a particular period of time. What stops you that time? What restricts you? You can just give your answers, one word answers. This is what holds me back.
यस सर, यस सर, आई थिंक उस समय जो जरूरत थी, जो हमारे साथ घटित हो रहा था, हमें उस समय वो काम करना जरूरी था, और उस समय मैं इस काम को अटेंशन नहीं दे रही थी कि हाँ मुझे मोबाइल पकड़ के फिर से उस चीज को सेंड करना जरूरी है, मुझे सेंड करना जरूरी है, मेरे घर में अगर डेथ बॉडी पड़ा है तो मैं नहीं कर पा रही थी ये काम।
Right.
तो उस समय जो जरूरी था मैंने वो किया।
All right. Now, sending a message is not about spirituality. Sending a message is just a regularity. But what about the spiritual practices? I'm talking about spiritual practices in the sense, when we talk about spiritual practices, does it require a different time at all? The first question is that.
No, sir, not at all.
It doesn't require, right? It doesn't require.
No. Whatever you are doing,
Yes.
you are doing, whether you are like you are teaching or whatever household work you are doing, you should be you should do with that spiritual thing. Like आप में वो एक अंदर से वो confidence होना चाहिए कि yes, we are doing something right, which is not wrong. Okay, so that is exactly the spirituality. आपको उसको specially time देके practice करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Whatever you do, whatever you are doing walking or you are teaching, you are online, you are offline, you are doing your household work, whatever it is, it should be a proper thing which says your inner sense should say yes, this is the right work that you are doing. That is the spirituality does for us.
So when some people say that we are stopping it for the time being, we are not going to do it for the time being because of certain reason, what basically it means?
Sir, I want to speak you. Sir, I want to speak.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If suppose there are within these last 3-4 months, we have experienced many bitter things. There is death, accident, many other hazards. So every time it is not possible to thank God for all these things. Is it possible, sir? To even we also suffered many diseases and all. Is it always possible to thank for the situation? If I am saying every time I'll be thankful, is it means I am saying all these things every day? I am practicing. I am sending you regularly. I am sending you, but every time this question comes that is it some. You can understand that when there is the news of the death or something, or suppose accident happens, we are missing all these things. So a critical situation appears. That time we cannot become the spiritual because we have not yet practiced to that level. We are still on the path. We are apprentice. That's why this problem appears. Nothing else, sir.
Right. So understanding one thing that, at times your mind gets deviated because of certain conditions that is surrounding you. And based on those conditions, you give up whatever you were doing. The thoughts that you had about spirituality, you just give it up. You are not able to be grateful for anything as of during that time. Gratitude.
No, sir. I want to say that particular routine we cannot follow.
Even
that
the gratitude,
particular routine.
Even the gratitude you said you cannot follow, right? Because when someone has died, you do not find a reason to be thankful. Isn't it true? That happens with many of you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Someone is shouting on you, someone has lost a job. Do you still think that I should be grateful? That time the sorrow is so deep in your mind that you forget to be grateful. And even if you're trying to do so, it is very, very superficial. Even people, when they try to show that I'm doing a practice, maybe it will not come from the depth of the heart. It will just be a sort of a consistency that you are trying to stick to. Now, the thing is, there are two things. One is the real feeling, and then the consistency part. Now, understand one thing, this entire magic of gratitude program, and I will also in the meantime answer what Mrs. Suman sent a video for, the restrictions.
Sir, I want to say something on this.
Yes, who is that?
Seema here.
Yeah.
So maybe I may be the youngest one in the group. I think so. But practicing these things like meditation and not exactly gratitude, ये word मुझे पता नहीं था जब I started it in the age of 13. I said मुझे ये पता था कि I should be thankful for everything. Okay, so I am thanking everything since that 13th age. Now I am of 30. 3030 13 to 3030. So this is a very long time that I'm practicing these things. What ma'am said that कि अगर घर पे कुछ इतना बुरा हो गया हो कि हम लोग उसको face कर रहे हो and we cannot we are deep into sorrow those things and we cannot thank God कि ऐसी death हो गई या फिर ऐसा accident हो गया, we cannot thankful for that. बट मेरा एक्सपीरियंस ऐसा है कि अगर मेरे साथ भी ऐसे कुछ हुआ है, बट फॉर दैट मोमेंट, फॉर दैट 15 minutes 10 minutes I'll come out of that sorrow. पता नहीं क्या चीज है वो ग्रेटिट्यूड प्रैक्टिस करने का, मैंने सिर्फ थैंकिंग प्रैक्टिस किया था एंड दैट्स व्हाट ग्रेटिट्यूड इज एग्जैक्टली इज, आई होप सो. तो वो मैं इतने सालों से जब प्रैक्टिस करते आ रही हूँ तो मुझे मुश्किल से 10 या 15 मिनट लगते हैं उसमें से बाहर निकलने में, और आफ्टर दैट 10-15 मिनट्स आई फील दैट कि चलो अच्छा हुआ उस जगह पे दूसरा कोई इंसान नहीं था, मे बी ये this is a time for that person only. Okay, for example me, even I have some serious or major issues from my birth. Okay, so I feel that चलो अच्छा है कि भगवान ने मुझे कम तकलीफ दी है बट मेरी जैसी तकलीफ किसी और को नहीं दी है. सो ये ग्रेटिट्यूड से मैं ये सॉरो से मैं बहुत जल्दी बाहर निकल आती हूँ व्हेन आई एम प्रैक्टिसिंग दिस ग्रेटिट्यूड सिंस द एज ऑफ 13. ऑलमोस्ट ये 15-17 ईयर्स हो गए आई कैन से. वो मैं थैंकिंग जो प्रैक्टिस करते आ रही हूँ उसी का ही रिजल्ट है कि आफ्टर सम डेज, आफ्टर फ्यू इयर्स, आफ्टर लिसनिंग एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग मेनी थिंग्स, आप इसमें से बहुत जल्दी बाहर निकल जाते हो.
True.
This I felt. Yes, sir. ये
Very
मैं
true.
खुद का
Yes, sir. Yes,
experience
sir.
है.
I agree with Seema.
Right. This
मेरे
is,
Yes,
you
sir.
know,
I
as you
agree
said,
with Seema ji.
yeah.
this is the practice
Hello.
that she's talking about. Yeah,
Hello.
who is this?
यस सर, विभा
Yeah.
हियर. मैं बोल रही हूँ कि जब बहुत दुख पराकाष्ठा पे रहती है ना, उस समय तो बिल्कुल नहीं हो पाता है, लेकिन हाँ, जब समय थोड़ा सा आगे निकल आता है तो फिर वापस से हम लोग उसी चीज पे आ जाते हैं. फिर वो चीज वापस जाके हम लोग फील करते कि नहीं, वो जो उस समय हुआ वो ठीक हुआ, अगर ऐसा नहीं होता तो फिर ऐसा होता. तो वो ग्रेटिट्यूड जो है वो उस समय तो नहीं आया था, लेकिन कुछ समय के बाद सर वो फीलिंग आने लगता है. So I agree with Seema ji.
Right. I think this is absolutely true, Biba teacher, because I felt the same. I think both of my brother and me, both of us felt the same gratitude when my father expired, and then now we discuss that. Thankfully, he expired at that time when people could come to have a last visit to him, and if it was a time of Corona, what would have we done? So yes, that moment is very definitely very pathetic, but sometimes it turns out to be a good one, right?
वो डिस्टेंस कम होते जाता है. That's what I want to say. When we practice this thing, distance कम हो जाता है. You will be get out of the things very easily. You find your
All right.
ways.
Now I'll come to a few concepts that I scheduled for the day. So have a patient listening to this, because this will be something that you need to understand. Maybe in the very face value, some of you will not be able to conceive it, but listen to it attentively, and then go for sort of a recap, revisit this concept over and over, and that will sink into you slowly. This I will refer to first to the Sadhguru video, because that was one of the thing I promised that I'll explain in the group, and then I'll come to what exactly the spirituality and spiritual practices can do to you. A lot of you have spoken about your own experience, your own thoughts. So the first thing that you need to understand is a video that I have sent earlier In that video, I think it was around early October or something like that. In the video, it's very clearly told by Sadhguru that what is human nature? Human nature is trying to get something or achieve something that is beyond you. Whatever you do not have, you try to achieve that. So if you, let's say, he says that if you are being restricted, expansion is the way of human life. So if you are restricted in a 5x5 small room, you call it imprisonment. So you are restricted because you know there are boundaries. Now on the next day, if it is announced that tomorrow onwards, you will not be restricted in the 5x5 cell anymore, you will be given freedom and you will be now given a 10x10 cell. For 1 or 2 days, you will be very, very happy because the boundary that you knew has been broken and you are getting something more. Now, after a few days, that 10x10 cell will again seem like a prison. Now, you are given now, let's say 100x100 square feet of area, and that is your boundary. People say that you can move around. This is your 100x100 square feet area. You will be happy for 1 month, and then again you will complain about that boundary. So the basic nature of human life is it tries to transcend and go beyond whatever is restrictive, whatever is holding you back, whatever is stopping you, you try to break that. So when it happens in the physical level, you try to make someone your own in love life or something like that. That is called a physical thing, that whatever you don't have, you try to get from another person. When it is going to the mental level, you try to be more happy. You try to be more, you get pleasures, different pleasures of life. So that becomes a thing that you want. And more you seek pleasure, you will see the pleasure that you initially got, it becomes insufficient for you. So when your salary was, let's say, 5,000 rupees, you wished badly that if my salary was 10,000, I would have been so happy. Now, when your salary became 10,000, you wish if my salary was 20,000, I would have been so happy. And more salary that you keep on getting, that salary sounds insufficient to you. Every one of us are working in a school, and even the professional corporate people, they believe whatever position they are holding, whatever they are getting right now, they deserve something more and they can get something more. So they always stretch out to break the boundary. So breaking a boundary is a very human nature. So when we talk about breaking boundaries at a physical level, at an emotional level, at a psychological level, or even at a spiritual level. Now, you have to understand one thing, that whatever is that you are trying to break, at the same time, you are trying to protect whatever you are getting. So if I break a 5x5 cell, I'm now covered by a 10x10 cell, which I can call my own. So we are having this desire, ये सोच हर किसी का मन में है कि कुछ तो ऐसा हो जो मेरा हो. So these are accumulations, my money, my house, all these things. Now see, everyone, when you think about it, before you have a house, I'm not talking about you in particular, people, you look at the people at large, what they feel. Before they have a house, they struggle to build a house. So that 1,000 square feet or let's say 2,000 square feet area, they put in their hard-earned money, blood and sweat to make that area their own, which they call their home or house. Now, when you see that is there already with them, the house belongs to them, have you ever seen people telling कि मुझे ये सब अच्छा नहीं लगता है, ये जो घर संसार है बहुत ही लिमिटिंग फैक्टर है, मुझे तो कभी-कभी लगता है घर छोड़ के निकल जाऊं. How many of you have not heard this or not thought about it any time in your life?
I think same, sir.
Yeah, that's what. So what I'm telling is, most of you will be struggling to first build an area that is yours, and then when the area is built, you try to break that, because the same thing that you call as your protection. घर क्यों बनाते हैं हम लोग? जो हमारा जो ऑलरेडी है उसको प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए, हमारा पैसा, हमारे लोग, हमारा सिक्योरिटी, तो इसके लिए हम लोग घर बनाते हैं. बट whenever you are building a wall or a boundary or a physical restriction, उस समय आप क्या कर रहे हो? उस समय आप एक प्रिजन भी तैयार कर रहे हो, एक जेल भी तैयार कर ले रहे हो अपने के लिए. तो whatever is there to protect you is also to imprison you. Understand this concept first. कोई भी चीज जो आप बाउंड्री बनाते हो खुद को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए, खुद को संभालने के लिए, वही चीज आगे चल के आपका प्रिजन बन जाता है. I'll pause for a few seconds so that you can conceive the idea what I'm telling. Once done, you can just type a yes in the chat box so that I can understand you have understood. If you have a question, type it in. This simple concept कि जो हम लोग बनाते हैं खुद को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए, बाउंड्री बनाते हैं, वही बाउंड्री अपना प्रिजन हो जाता है और हम उसको तोड़ने के लिए लगे रहते हैं. फिर we try to break it and that is not having any end. Yes, so most of you agree. So now that you have agreed that whatever is restrictive, you try to break it, but it is physically not possible to break the boundaries. आप जो बाउंड्री आप जो कंसीव करते हो, जो बाउंड्री आप सोचते हो, कभी उसको अल्टीमेटली ब्रेक करके जो आपको ऐसा जगह लेके जाए कहां पर आपको लगे कि नहीं मुझे अभी कुछ ब्रेक करने का जरूरत नहीं है, it cannot be achieved by physical boundaries. Do you accept that? Yes, you have accepted that physical boundary हमको कहीं ना कहीं एक जगह जाके रोक देगा. आज अगर मेरे पास साइकिल है, कल स्कूटर चाहिए, स्कूटर है तो मुझे परसों गाड़ी चाहिए, गाड़ी चाहिए तो मारुति ऑल्टो है तो मुझे i20 चाहिए, i20 है तो BMW चाहिए, BMW है तो जैगुआर चाहिए, जैगुआर है तो एरोप्लेन चाहिए, एरोप्लेन है तो एक आइलैंड चाहिए. So there is no end to it, right? And this is the reason when you are struggling to break the boundaries, what you are doing is you are putting your lot of energy in first creating the boundary and then breaking it. So whatever energy that you had is first directed towards creating, building a wall and then breaking the wall. Now when we talk about a boundary, you have to understand that our whole body is a boundary as well, because जहां पर भी फिजिकलिटी है, जहां पर कुछ फिजिकल डायमेंशन है, उस फिजिकल डायमेंशन का सबसे बड़ा प्रॉपर्टी है कि उसका एक बाउंड्री है. Anything that is physical will have a boundary. That's the first thing. So for example, if this is a pen, so this pen has a boundary, right? That's the reason we call it a pen. This is a bottle. इसका एक बाउंड्री है, तो हम लोग उसको बॉटल बोलते हैं क्योंकि उसका बाउंड्री है. So when we are understanding our own selves कि मैं कौन हूं, तो बहुत हद तक हम लोग क्या करते हैं, ये जो अपना बाउंड्री है उस बाउंड्री को हम लोग पकड़ लेते हैं, ये मैं हूं. So when we are considering that this boundary is me, what we have done is we have restricted ourselves in the domain of the shape that we look at. ये अपना शेप में हम लोग प्रिजन हो गए. So this is self protecting. मेरा लाइफ, I'll talk about life later, but पहले मेरा बॉडी, मेरा माइंड, मेरा सोच, मेरा सामान, मेरा रिलेशंस, मेरा गुस्सा, मेरा इमोशंस, सब कुछ मेरा है. एंड वो मेरा कौन है? दिस रेस्ट्रिक्टेड, लेट्स से 5 फीट to 6 फीट फिगर जो भी आपका है, वो फिगर आपको रेस्ट्रिक्ट कर रहा है. Sorry, there's a network problem. I might get disconnected at any point. That's okay. If you get disconnected. So what I was talking about is that this body restricts you. And सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट ये चीज है कि आप खुद को अगर ये बॉडी मान लिया, then your sorrows will never end. That's the first thing. Understand this. Why? Because you are considering that you are the body. And जब भी आप बाउंड्री बना ले रहे हो, तो आप क्या कर रहे हो? बाउंड्री को ब्रेक कर रहे हो. कोशिश आपका बाउंड्री को ब्रेक करना है, और वो बाउंड्री में जो भी है उससे को बाउंड्री में लाना चाहते हो. बाउंड्री का बाहर जो भी है, बाहर का खुशी मुझे चाहिए, बाहर का चीज मुझे चाहिए, मुझे इस तरह का एनवायरनमेंट चाहिए. तो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एनवायरनमेंट कंडीशंस. इवन व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट समवन्स बर्थ, समवन्स डेथ, प्रमोशन, जॉब लॉस, मनी गेन, मनी लॉस, ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर व्हाट? ये जो अपना बाउंड्री है, उस बाउंड्री के अंदर है या बाहर है? वही सोच है. मेरा पैसा मेरा पास है, जो पैसा मेरे पास नहीं वो मेरा पैसा नहीं है. So this is the thought that most people have. I would say most people, because this is the way world runs. People think that way. But when you are, going into a spiritual path, you have to understand that is this body alone that is me? We have already discussed about that. I'll not go into that domain that I'm a spirit and spirit is connected to God. That's fine. But one thing you have to understand is whatever you are talking about your own, the body, is it capable of independent existence? You can stop your breath for some time. आप सांस को कुछ देर तक होल्ड करो और आपको तुरंत समझ में आएगा विद इन 2 minutes दैट यू कैनॉट बी अलाइव विदाउट कॉन्स्टेंटली इंटरैक्टिंग विद द एटमोस्फेयर अराउंड यू. सिर्फ सांस नहीं, आपका हर एक सेल जो है इट्स इंटरैक्टिंग विद द एंटायर यूनिवर्स. द एंटायर यूनिवर्स इज डिजाइन्ड इन अ वे दैट यू आर एग्जिस्टिंग. If that existence is disturbed, you've seen the places where drought is there, जहां पर सूखा पड़ गया, वहां पर लोगों का साइकी, बॉडी सब पे इफेक्ट पड़ता है. People's skin shrivel up, they suffer it from diseases. This is what happens with most people, that atmosphere, in fact all people, atmosphere, the world and the universe has a profound effect on you. So you have to understand this one thing now, that the bubble example that was given by Sadhguru, कि हम लोग दोनों bubble छोड़े. Soap bubble, as long as it is floating, it has a boundary. So what we are talking about, ये boundary है तो ये मेरा bubble है, वो boundary था तो वो तुम्हारा bubble है, तो हम लोग वो bubble को distinguish कर पाते हैं. अभी जब bubble फट जाता है, it goes, पुप से फटता है वो bubble, तो जब फट जाता है, that time can you distinguish that ये bubble का अंदर जो हवा था ना वो मेरा हवा है और उस bubble का अंदर जो हवा था वो आपका हवा है. Can you do it? No. So this is the very difference between understanding life. If life you have understood that this body of mine that is restricted by these bones and muscles, that is me, you are grossly mistaken, because the entire universe is an extension of you. The lungs that you have breathing the air, the air is coming from where? The plants. The plants are sitting somewhere outside. So whatever you are interacting with the universe, your expansion is happening in that way. You are not restricted, you are not closed down. You are some sort of open entity. तो जैसे बबल था, वो बबल जैसे ही फटता है, हवा का कुछ नहीं होता है. It just breaks out from that restricted boundary. And when it breaks open from the restricted boundary, both the airs become one. तो ये life ऐसा ही है. Problem क्या है? We hear a lot of songs which, let's say, it's my life एक गाना था. So many of you have heard that song, it's my life. So when we talk about it's my life, we are again restricting. It's restricted by this physical boundary. Life is not a physical boundary. Life is not restricted by your body. So when you're going to discover who I am truly, that time you will understand that whatever is the body, the restrictions of the body and the rules of the restriction, that is just an illusion. That is just an illusion. So when you are grieving or when you are becoming happy, because of external conditions, you are still considering the body to be the supreme, you. Beyond the body, you cannot see yourself. Now, what the spiritual practice is doing, that you have to understand. Spiritual practice is, the first thing that you have to understand is that we are not human beings on a spiritual journey. हम लोग ऐसा नहीं कि हम लोग इंसान हैं और spiritual journey, we are traveling on a spiritual path. It's again a very wrong conception. Understand one thing, we are all spiritual beings traveling in a human path. It's the other way. हम लोग spiritual being हैं जो human journey कर रहे हैं. We are not, some human being doing some spiritual journey. So if we are spiritual being, what is our basic nature? Our basic nature is to expand. Our basic nature is to break the boundaries. Our basic nature is to make ourselves free. But think about it. The moment you talk about the physical dimensions and the physical world, is it possible to feel free? Or you are restricting yourself? कल आप 5x5 सेल में थे, उससे बड़ा 10x10 सेल बना लिया और मन में शांति हो गया आपका कि मैं अभी अच्छी हूं या अच्छा हूं. When again 100 square feet is given, you again think I'm good. So anything goes wrong within that 100 square feet, you feel down, your energy level depletes. Is that freedom? और you are being restricted by the boundaries. और वो boundary कौन सा है? वो boundary है हमारा जो शरीर है, the body itself. Because this is what creates the feeling I and you. Now in spiritual practice, is it possible to think that I am something that is beyond the body? That's the first question. Now many of us cannot think that way कि अगर मेरा body नहीं है तो मैं हूं कहां. So this is the greatest question that people are asking in spiritual world, that who am I? And when you go into that who am I concept, the first thing that you realize, if you are, you have been with spiritual talks and been with good people, the first thing that every guru, every book makes you believe is that you are not the body. Now, it is very hard for people who are living a life within that boundary, that this is me, to break it open. प्रिजन को तोड़ना हर किसी का बस का बात नहीं है. तो इसमें क्या होता है, आप लोग प्रिजन में फंस के रह जाते हो और आप ये सोचते हो कि यही प्रिजन है और यही दुनिया है. So it's almost like frog of that well that we become when we think that the body is our restrictive thing and we are the body. इंटेलेक्चुअल लेवल में हम लोग बहुत आसानी से समझ जाते हैं कि आई एम नॉट द बॉडी. इंटेलेक्चुअल लेवल में समझना बिल्कुल डिफिकल्ट नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर मैं भी समझा रहा हूं आप लोग समझ जाएंगे बात सुन के कि अच्छा सर बोल रहे हैं कि वी आर नॉट द बॉडी, स्क्रिप्चर्स बोल रहे हैं, वेदांत बोल रहा है, तो फाइन, वी आर नॉट द बॉडी, वी आर द स्पिरिट. अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट as at a academic level, intellectual level is damn easy, but understanding that in an awareness level, in a conscious level, is something that requires you to follow certain paths or certain practices. Now, all the practices, as Seema Bhimjiani ma'am was telling, and some other people were also telling, that what exactly is a practice doing? आप गाड़ी चला रहे हो, आपको गाड़ी चलाने से पहले 1 महीने का प्रैक्टिस लेना पड़ता है. So what does the driving practice give you? The driving practice, if you have learned the driving, you've seen that you are given the steering wheel and the teacher is sitting next to you. टीचर का पैर में क्या है? टीचर का पैर में सिर्फ 2 चीज रहता है, एक है ब्रेक रहता है और एक है एक्सीलेटर रहता है. इसका सिवा और कुछ भी नहीं रहता है पैर में. सॉरी, क्लच रहता है. एक क्लच रहता है और एक ब्रेक रहता है. एक्सीलरेटर जो है ना, वो सिर्फ जो स्टूडेंट है जो ड्राइविंग सीख रहा है उसका पैर के पास रहता है. सो इफ आई एम लर्निंग ड्राइविंग, आई हैव द एक्सीलरेटर, आई हैव द ब्रेक एंड देन आई हैव द क्लच. ये 3 कंट्रोल मेरे पास है. टीचर जो है उसके पास 2 कंट्रोल है. वन इज द ब्रेक, द अदर इज द क्लच. क्लच मार के ब्रेक मारेंगे, इसलिए वो है. एक्सीलरेटर उनके पास नहीं है. तो इसमें होता क्या है, व्हेन यू आर लर्निंग द ड्राइविंग, you are holding the steering. How fast you can drive the car depends on you. And आपका acceleration कब ज्यादा होगा? जब आप बार बार करके अपना muscle memory को लेके आओगे. Muscle memory क्या है? Muscle memory है, you see people when they're driving, how many of you drive car? Let me check, you can understand better. You can just type it in the chat box. How many of you drive a car? You can just write I or something like that. Or even if you're riding a bike, I think the example can be given with a bike as well. I think most of you ride bikes and scooties. तो अगर आप स्कूटी चला रहे हो, आपको हर बार सोचना पड़ता है कि मैं क्लच दबाऊंगा, और फिर स्कूटी में तो फिर क्लच होता नहीं है, लेकिन बाइक में होता है. क्लच दबाऊंगा, फिर गियर चेंज करूंगा, फिर ब्रेक मारूंगा. It's not required, right? So whenever you are driving a scooty or you are riding a bike or you're driving a car, what happens? You don't think. It just becomes a part of your muscle memory. और muscle memory होने के लिए आपको क्या करना पड़ता है? आपको वो 1 महीना ट्रेनिंग लेना पड़ता है. So the teacher is there to build up that muscle memory for you. Now in spiritual journey, the role of a guru is just that. What a guru does or what a guide does is, he just tries to build up your memory, muscle memory. Not muscle memory, in fact, it's the spiritual memory that tries to build up. Everything has a memory, right? So when you are doing something consistently, it is building up a memory. In fact, our memory is not restricted to our brain. Our memory is not restricted to our brain. Our memory is such vast. It's restricted in each and every gene that we have. The hairstyle, or maybe the nose or the teeth or the lip that our great grandfather had is sitting on our face right now. So what does that mean? That it remembers. It remembers the body, remembers things that is beyond the restrictive factors of your own body. The gene, it is there in the body, it is yours, but it has come with the help of some other memory that existed long ago, long ago. So in that case, what we are trying to do is, or we are trying to do here is, try to understand that by doing all these practices, we are doing nothing but creating a memory that will be seamlessly existing without thinking. You will be doing the same thing. Now, when we talk about closed eye meditation, we talk about yoga, we talk about pranayama, all these things. Pranayama is more physical in nature, in the sense uh, you are working on your respiratory tract. But apart from that, the pranayama has certain other components. In other components, as I showed one of the days, that first you do puraka. When you take everything, hold it. First you breathe in. So you are in the process of gaining. जो हम लोग चाहते हैं ना सब अपना हो, तो हम लोग gain कर रहे हैं. We are gaining air also. Now you hold the air for some time. After a certain time, you will understand that you cannot hold it any longer. So it gives you a feeling that जो भी हम लोग अभी समेट रहे हैं, accumulate कर रहे हैं, वो ज्यादा देर तक हम लोग hold नहीं कर पाएंगे. So when you are having this, puraka, then comes the kumbhaka. Kumbhaka is holding. Kumbhaka has a limited span. You cannot even hold the air that you breathe in longer than a particular amount of time. So you have to let it go. So you have to let it go. Then comes shunyaka. Shunyaka is that state of emptiness that you experience when you relieve the air. So this pranayama is a practice that makes you believe the joy of relieving, the joy of letting go, joy of, releasing what was yours. So this pranayama is also muscle memory. I'm telling muscle the word because you can understand better. It's actually a spiritual memory that we are trying to build up. So by releasing, you can understand the joy of being relieved. In pranayama, then come meditation. What is meditation doing? In meditation, again, you are doing something that is dropping things. You drop your present ideas, you drop your inhibitions, you drop your expectations, and you go into meditation. To practice that, 15 minutes twice daily is recommended. But you're after a long practice. I'm telling long because it's a very relative term. Someone's long can be as less as 15 days. Someone's long can be a lifetime. So when you do a long practice, a time will come when you don't need to close your eyes to meditate. Meditation is a state of mind that can be achieved even without closing your eyes. So when you're sitting like this, you can still meditate. When you are standing in front of your near relative's dead body, you can still meditate. Because meditation is not making an arrangement externally and then sitting over there with a posture, with a particular dress, closing your eyes with a fixed set of thoughts that you have. That is not meditation. Meditation is just be. Just be with your awareness. That is meditation. Equanimous intellect. Equanimous intellect is a state of equanimity where you dissolve the boundaries. When you dissolve the boundaries, what you feel, nothing was yours. What you lose, nothing. So you gain nothing, you lose nothing. So everything that is happening around you is what? Illusion. So do you have any reason to be baffled by the illusion? A normal person will say yes. But you see, there are great people whom we talk about, whom we have seen. They didn't feel anything about it. Sachin Tendulkar, take an example. When his father passed away, and we all know that how dear his father was for him. When his father passed away, within next day or probably the very next day, within 2-3 days, he was playing World Cup. And the first century that he scored in the World Cup, he dedicated to his father. Now, how many of you can really think about it? Father dying, you're catching a flight, going to play World Cup, where the entire team is understanding that even if you do not join, you have a very big reason of doing that. There are so many examples where we have seen that, big warriors, if you talk about Arjuna, or let's say others who fought the battle of Kurukshetra, what happened to them? The previous night, they mourned the death of their sons, their brothers, and the very next day they are back in battle. So this is what life is. The entire Gita is revolving around this very mindset that you need to develop. It's not only a mindset, because mind is also a very lower term. So this is a awareness level that you need to build up, that who am I? So spirituality is creating that awareness. Now, when you get motivated by certain things, you are, or demotivated by certain things, you are still not getting that mindset or into that mindset. Something cannot demotivate you and something cannot motivate you. That is something that you need to understand. So let's say even by listening to certain videos or listening to a music, you can feel a sense of pleasure, but that is not spirituality as well. Spirituality is just be, just accept things as it is. You all have spoken, even Ms. Suman told, like, everything is okay, accepting as things are. Now, do we accept us as we are? Do we accept our conditions as it is? Or do we get disturbed? Now, does it mean that if someone dies, we will not cry? Of course we will. Does it mean that if something happens wrong, I will not get angry? Of course I will. Now, when people say that being spiritual, you cannot be angry, by spiritual means you are above all sorrow, it's not like that. It's your journey. A sorrow or a happiness is a part of your life. So if you are laughing, if you're smiling, the opposite side of it, being sad, is also going to be there. Accept it. Just like you watch a television, it's very clearly said that be like a television. What happens in the television? A comedy serial comes, Comedy Nights with Kapil or Kapil Sharma show. In the very next, you turn the channel, you watch a horror movie, Exorcist or something like that, Purana Mandir. Then you change the channel, a music is going on and small children are singing. Turn the channel, there's a news, Corona news is coming. But is the television a happy entity, or a horrifying thing, or a terrorizing thing, or a sad thing, or a what? Television, if you look at the television, when no program is playing, it's just neutral. It's just neutral. The channel that you change, you will see that, you will enjoy that channel and forget. Even the horror movie that you watch, you do it for what? For enjoyment, right? Sorrow, people are crying, but are they stopping the TV? That yes, I'm crying, so I'll stop the TV. I'm not liking this. They cry and then they still do it. So this is called the Navaras. Everything that you experience through your senses is the Navaras. And you are, bound to experience that. So do not be, overwhelmed by a particular sort of ras. And when the moment you practice, keep practicing that what we are doing right now, gratitude. So gratitude is what? Gratitude is not about thanking things when it is okay. When things are okay, everyone will thank. But when things are not okay, are you able to thank deep inside? That is the question. So understand very clearly that just like, the television does not get impacted by the program that it runs, your life should not get impacted by the things happening to it. The first thing is, because you are not restricted, you are not that soap bubble that you saw. The moment the bubble breaks, we all know the bubble is going to break one day. The bubble is going to break. That is, we are going to die one day. So moment the body is gone, you are not gone. Understand this thing. So moment you understand that the body is not me, my mind is not me, then you will understand who am I, and you will understand that I am that awareness. I am that awareness that can see the body. I am that awareness who can read the mind and see I am unhappy, I am sad. Who is seeing that? The sad is not telling I'm sad. Whatever you can see is not you. Understand this thing very clearly. Whatever you can see, whatever you can look at, whatever you can feel is not you. So if I can see the bottle is not me. If I can see my hand and touch my hand is not me. If I can see my mental condition is not me. Then who am I? I am that awareness that can see all these things. So if I am that awareness who can see all the things, the awareness is seeing the body like a television program. Now what is happening? Some people are just overacting. Overacting, that's it. You see, you watch a movie, a wonderful actor, let's let it go with the flow. And some people you see they're overacting. So here also in life, when we watch the movie of life, it's like a video game that you're playing. Do not let the actor, that is this physical body, overact or overreact. Everything is happening. Now, let's say a death happens in your family. Let's say you lose your job. By overreacting, what will you gain? Will you gain something? No. So overreacting does not mean that you will not cry. Of course you can cry. Overreacting does not mean you will not shout. If shouting releases your energy in a certain way, go ahead and shout. So it is very important to understand that, again, do not restrict yourself with behavioral patterns that you think is spiritual. It's not that. If you want to shout, shout. If you want to cry, cry. Let it happen. Let it be vented out. And then you regain that composure. Some people it's required, and some people, without even the venting out, they can go into that state which you reach after venting out. You're very angry on someone, you shout on the person, you be agitated, and then when that phase is gone, even in that phase you can defeat 5 people fighting with you. You get that strength. But once that phase is gone, what phase comes in? Once you're very angry, you have shouted, you have fighted your heart out, you have screamed and done everything. What is the next stage? What is the next stage? Have you observed? Let me see who can tell me. What is the next stage that comes after all these things? After hard shouting or crying out loud or becoming very, very sad, depressed, what is the next phase? Is it a more energetic phase or is it a less energetic phase? It is a settled phase or unsettled phase? What it is?
It depends on the practice, sir. It depends on the situation.
No, not depends on the situation. Just understanding. You are angry on something. You have shouted. After shouting, you have used a lot of energy. And after that, what happens to you? After you have shouted, let's say you wanted to slap someone. You have slapped. Your desire is met. Now what? What do you feel after that?
We will feel down sometimes.
Down.
Yeah.
Do you feel depleted? The energy is depleted.
Yes,
Yeah.
exhausted
Yeah.
and depleted.
Exhausted. Now, when
Yeah.
the exhaustion is reached, what happens after that? When you're now exhausted, the next phase, what happens? Do you think that, sometimes repent that I shouldn't have done it?
Yes, sir. Regret. Sometimes I regret.
Regret, right? Regret. Even if you have killed someone who was a villain in your life, you still regret, right? So that regret comes. Why does it come? Because you thought that you could have, done it differently. Whenever we do something, we contemplate on that, we understand that we can do it differently. Now, those people are said to be enlightened, who can reach that state without the middle state coming in. Without the overreaction, if you're able to reach that state directly, then you will have nothing to regret. You will have nothing to repent about, and you will be feeling calm and composed. Some people, they get the irritation, like itch. The itch is there. You're thinking that I'll not scratch it. But moment you scratch it, you feel good. You keep scratching, keep scratching. What will happen? The moment you scratch, you are feeling good, but at the same time, you're damaging your skin, isn't it? Who has been able to scratch so far without damaging the skin? So when you are scratching, you feel good, but you are damaging yourself. The same thing happens with all the reactions that you show. When you are angry beyond a particular level, you are damaging yourself. When you are sad beyond a particular level, you are damaging yourself. So all these damages can be prevented by getting into a mental state where you are okay with everything, okay with whatever happened to you, okay with you crying for the timing, okay with you probably getting angry for the timing. And that awareness is always going to tell you something. How many of you can actually listen to the awareness? Awareness is telling we should do this. Another brain is telling should not do it. Now, the only time the awareness does something, and that is karma. Karma is actually not what you do. Karma is what choices you make. So when the awareness or the absolute consciousness is telling something, and the opposite is being told by another part of the brain or your awareness, the consciousness, if you choose that whatever is good, I'm choosing that, then what happens? You reach a stage of equanimous intellect, a calm, composed self. But Duryodhana, on the other hand, as he said, that I cannot stop myself from choosing what is bad. So that is the reason his karma was wrong. Even Karna, his karma was wrong because he could not help choosing something that was wrong. So this choice, that whether I will do this or I will do that, that is important. Now, how will you understand what is good and what is bad? I'll have another session on that. What is good and what is bad? Not today, but understand one thing, that your heart and your brain, when you feel that you're doing something that is impacting a greater portion of people, you are doing good. But if you're doing something that is doing good to a lesser portion and bad to a greater portion, that is bad. This is a simple formula of understanding good and bad. Yudhishthir, for example, said a lie, right? Yudhishthir was, he took a lot of pride that I am an honest person, but he told a lie. Now, was that lie a sin or was that lie a virtue? Was that lie a virtue? It was a virtue.
Virtue.
It was because he did it for the benefit of
many people.
Absolutely. You see, Krishna did things that are absolutely, tricky. He did all sorts of things. He stole things, he told lies, ran away from the battlefield. Still we worship him. Why? Because he did everything and his intention was greater benefit. This is called, after the magic of gratitude, I will be now introducing you to the next phase, which is called the power of intention. You are having gratitude. You have understood what gratitude is. Partially, you need to practice it more. We'll talk more about gratitude as well. But new concept that today I'm introducing is the power of intention. If your intention is good, then you have the power. And this intention is intention of the benefit of greater humanity. Understand this. A judge pronounces a death sentence of a convict, kills him in a way. So death is again a sin, right? But the judge is doing it with an intention of greater benefit. So it does not matter what exactly you are doing. It matters what your intentions are. So this is where people go wrong. People cannot follow the spiritual track because their intentions were not right. Now, I'll just elaborate on that and then today end the session. It's already 9 p.m. So now the 5-7 minutes I'll end it. Now, what I'm telling is, I have started a spiritual practice. What do I want from it? People's appreciation? Yes, then my objective is appreciation. Do I want to show people that I'm spiritual? That is again a very big, barrier of people practicing spirituality. There comes a time when they start believing that I am better than others. I'm an elevated and enlightened person, and that thing slowly sinks into the ego, and that time that person becomes even more useless. Even more useless. The moment you're practicing spirituality and you are satisfied with the fact that my intention is that I am better in front of others, I can tell people that I meditate, I can tell people that I can do pranayama, I can tell people that I'm leading a very austere life, I do a lot of penance. So all these things, when you think, and that is your intention, your power of intention is only a show off, only a belief that I am good. That is your restricting force. You are again getting restricted to the physicality because you are trying to show what your body is doing. But what is spirituality? Spirituality is going beyond the body. Going beyond the body means what? Going beyond the body means simply that I have a very simple intention. What intention is that? The benefit of people. So when I have benefit of people in my mind, it will really not matter that, how others think about me. Or it will really not matter that I'll show it off to someone. Spirituality is something that is there inside you. Spirituality is something that you do not beat your drum and to show people that this is what I'm doing, I'm meditating, I do pranayama. All these things are not there. But people do need it initially. Why? Because before they reach that stage where you are becoming oblivious to everything, when the appreciation and the, sort of scolding will not matter to you anymore, before you reach that stage, there is a stage where you need a little bit of push. So till the time that push is required, you need a guru or a guide to keep you on track. But moment you understand that you've reached a phase, you actually separate yourself from the guru also. You're connected spiritually, but physically not needed. physically not needed. But many gurus, what they do, they try to make you more dependable. Make you more dependable. So when you're becoming more and more dependable on a human being, what you're trying to do is you are not understanding the power within you. So understand one thing, the power of intention is benefit of maximum human beings. And this is called the law of attraction. The law of attraction related to magic of gratitude is a very simple thing that you need to understand, that whatever my thoughts are, I am creating my world. It's like a video game that I'm designing by the coding. The brain that is I am creating something first in the brain, and then it comes in the real world. I want to write something, first it's there in the brain, then I write it. I want to build something, first it's there in the brain, then I build something. So the magic of gratitude or law of attraction is your world is created by the thoughts that you have. Now, there are two different types of thoughts, which I'll cover in the next session. I'll just name it. The first thought is called the dominant thought, and the second is called non-dominant thought. So dominant thought again can be of two types. The first type of dominant thought is a positive, and the second one is a negative. Now, whatever your life is, many people say that I practice magic of gratitude for a long time, since long time. I'm doing it for the last 5 years, 10 years, but it doesn't work for me. Why it doesn't work? The reason is the gratitude is not to be kept at the level of the conscious brain only. Conscious brain is 1/10 of our brain. When it goes beyond the conscious, that is the subconscious and unconscious level, that is the time when the magic of gratitude starts working. The power of intention, the power of intention keeps you on track, because what you are intending, you need to repeat it 100 times and 1,000 times in your brain to sink it into the subconscious level. Anything that sinks into the subconscious level is because you repeat it umpteen number of times. Bar bar repeat karte jao, it becomes a part of your subconscious brain. So in this case, what happens is when you are trying to get into a life which is beyond boundaries, you need to repeat things over and over and over. That was the reason I told you to send SMSs, watch videos, listen to talks. All these things are reinforcing. But once this settles down to your subconscious level, you need not do anything. You trust me, some of the videos that I send you, I don't even see those videos. This is a fact. I search it out. I just see the caption, what it is, maybe play and check what it is talking about, few seconds, and then forward. I don't need it anymore, because the practice that I have done for years have taught me that I am not dependent on the video also. But initially it was required. I do agree. So this is the first thing that you need to understand, that when you're going into a spiritual track, first objective is transcend from your physical body, break your boundaries. To break the boundaries, the pranayama, it's a continuous process that is almost like a driving practice. You take in, cannot hold, release. The enjoyment, the joy of releasing is wonderful. And then during the pranayama, I have shown you one stage where we are doing this dhoti, where you put your head down completely on the floor in a state of emptiness. That breaks your ego, So when the ego is broken and you are in that emptiness, you will be able to understand what emptiness is. And then the emptiness that is there in between your two thoughts. There's one thought and the second thought. There is an emptiness between that thought. You will be able to realize and be aware of that emptiness. And when you are aware of that emptiness, you will come face to face with yourself. You will understand who you are. Because in between your thoughts lie your true existence. When you are following one thought, you are chasing another one or rejecting another one, you are getting lost between two thoughts. But when you are accepting both, I told you in the meditation process, let it happen. Whatever is coming and going, let it happen. So when that happens, your focus slowly shifts from the thoughts to that gap that exists between thoughts. That is the time when you're meditating, fraction of a second, you will feel that nobodiness. I don't know how many of you have experienced this, but there will be a stage that comes when you're meditating and you really feel that you are not the body. For some, I have heard it happens only for a few seconds, but it can be prolonged. In fact, with the practice of meditation, you can prolong it. Now, how will it help you? Now, whatever I'm talking, is it for those people who are retired, or is it for those people who are still in action? What do you think? Is it for those people who are retired, past their prime, Abhi Bhagwan ka naam kirtan karo, ya fir people who are right now in the hem of affairs, doing things in practical world, and if you do it with a spiritual thought process that I am not the body, I will not try to accumulate things for myself. My power of intention is for the greater benefit. My magic of gratitude will make me create a world that I want. You will be able to design a future wonderfully well. But another thing that is very, very important to understand is there is a very common thing about the negative thought. The negative thought, the common thing about the negative thought is someone's dog is barking. Right. So the common thing, as I was talking about a negative thought, is this is what Joe Vitale writes. I'll just read out 2-3 lines and then we'll end the session. Joe Vitale, who is one of the authors of the book Secret. I'll show it to you. So this is the book Secret, and you see over here you can read the name Joe Vitale, I guess. Dr. Joe Vitale. Saw it, right? So Dr. Joe Vitale is someone whom I am directly connected to. I'll show you the pages of his manuscript that he sends to me. Right? So this is Dr. Joe Vitale. And he writes somewhere, right? I'm basically a master practitioner of the law of gratitude directly from Dr. Joe Vitale. I have done it under him. And I still have his videos, which unfortunately I cannot share with you because it is very clearly told to us that do not share it with others. But I can definitely give you the knowledge. So I'll read out something that is there in the book. Not the book, the pages. It says that, you see, there is one commonality among all these non-beneficial thoughts and beliefs. All of these are limiting in various degrees. If a long-standing thought tells you that you can't do it or that it can't be done, the particular belief is a limiting belief and should be unlearned. Because the more this belief becomes ingrained in you, the more negativity it brings in your life. So all the thoughts that you get, that right now I cannot do it, right now I cannot practice it, right now I cannot send the messages, right now something going wrong in my family, these are all thoughts. The moment you pay attention to these limiting thoughts, it will tell you why you cannot do certain things. And the law of attraction or the magic of gratitude works only when your entire system starts believing that there is no boundary. There is nothing that can stop you. Only then you can go and achieve it. And law of attraction does not choose your birth, your race, your age, nothing. You can do it at any age. So what I'm trying to tell you over here is this practice should take you away from the limiting factors. Now, some people are able to do it better and some people are able to do it to a particular level. Even Joe Vitale accepts in one of his videos that there's a person who could implement it even better than him. And he became a multi-billionaire in no time because he achieved his dreams by non-limiting thoughts, that nothing can stop me. And that thought came by practice. So when you are thinking that this is stopping me from doing a particular thing, you are actually starting to get into the limiting shell. The more you practice of getting into limited shell, the less you will get into an expansive mode. Very simple. So if you want really true freedom, you should believe everything is possible. Second thing is you have time for everything. Third thing is the practices that you are doing, you cannot simply restrict it by believing that I don't have time, my situations are not conducive. Once you start doing it, you are actually going against the law of attraction, and what you will encounter is a lot of things that will be just opposite. Whatever you desire, the opposite is going to happen. So this is the reason, very clearly understand this law of attraction. Whether you accept it or not accept it, whether you believe it or don't believe it, it's there like the law of gravity. Law of gravity does not distinguish when you drop something, it will fall. Whether you drop a glass vial or an iron, it will not care about it. So the law of attraction acts on every one of us like that. So limiting thoughts, limiting beliefs are to be discarded. And that is a practice. That is a habit. You cannot be selective about it. You cannot be selective, just like the force of gravity cannot be selective, that I'll pull this, I'll not pull that. You cannot be selective about, okay, I can be okay with limiting myself in this thought and I'll not limit myself to that thought. Break open the barriers. then only you are able to transcend from your body, go beyond your body, and reach the spiritual realm. That's very important. And it is well said, which I'll end the session today with this thought, that there are three levels of existence. These three levels of existence, I'll tell you the names of these three levels. The first level is called Paramarthik. Paramarthik is absolute. So absolute is what? Which is not restricted by the boundary. So our spiritual self is the absolute. Just below it is a behavioral level, which is called Vyavaharik. So what we are doing right now, talking to each other, working, this is all Vyavaharik. Vyavahar, behavioral. So behavioral is Vyavaharik, and below that is called Pratibhasik, which is an illusion. So it is very clearly said that entire oasis cannot wet 1 grain of sand. What does it mean? Oasis is an illusion. It can be an entire big lake that you see in front of you, but can it wet a single grain of real sand? No. So it's very clearly told that three levels that we have. First is Pratibhasik, illusion level. Second is Vyavaharik, that is this waker that we are talking to each other, this level. So this is the dream or illusion. Next one is the behavioral, that is this living world that we think. And the next one is absolute, going beyond the body. So it's very clearly told that the lower level cannot impact the upper level, but the upper level can impact the lower level. So moment you start impacting the upper level, you're going beyond the body, you are transcending yourself, your lower level, that is your behavioral level. If your Paramarthik level is good, your behavioral level will also be good. If your behavioral level is good, your illusions will also be good. You will have good dreams. You'll not have nightmares. But if you go the other way around, if your behavioral level is not okay, your illusions are something that you are experiencing, you cannot reach the upper level. So understand this thing very clearly, that get rid of your illusions, break the boundaries of your body, understand this is just an imprisonment, not in the intellectual level. And to understand that in the spiritual level, you need to go for self-contemplation. And with all the stupid things that we keep on doing, hundreds of things that we are doing, it is not going to benefit us 1%. Because as you know, in one of the videos that Sadhguru was telling, this video itself, that universe is such a huge thing, in that one small mud ball is Earth. It's a tiny, tiny speck, nothing in comparison to the entire universe. That tiny speck of, called Earth, there's another tiny speck called India, more tiny micro speck called India. In that, either in Maharashtra or in Jharkhand or wherever you are, Rajasthan, wherever you are, this is a very, very micro speck. And in that, you are sitting and you are a great man. That means what? That we believe that everything is revolving around us. This is an illusion. The illusion itself that you are so big that it is revolving around you is almost like that belief when people thought that Earth is in the center and sun revolves. So this is an illusion. And when we are stuck in that illusion, everything that is personal becomes a huge in front of our eyes. The losses are huge, the gains are huge. So everything you're getting stuck is huge because you're not realizing how tiny speck you are in the entire plan. You are doing nothing, it's happening. It's just doesn't matter whether you do it or not. If it has to be done, it will happen through you. You don't even have to do it. You don't have to take effort. It does not mean you sit quietly and think everything will happen. You do it effortlessly. Effortlessly is what will happen effortlessly. Whenever you're doing something, you're not putting additional emotion, additional energy into that. That is effortless. Sachin Tendulkar became a great batsman. Why? Effortless playing. When hitting a six, he does not even slog it hard. You see people like Chris Gayle, huge figure, big body, hits a six and slogs it. Is he a greater batsman? Or Sachin Tendulkar, who just give a flick and it goes for a six? Using Shoaib Akhtar's power, it goes for a six. That is called effortlessness. So if you live a life which is effortless, it does not require additional energy. It does not require additional time. You will find time for everything. It becomes effortless. You become happy and you will get time for everything. You will have time for every individual. And your power of intention need to be balanced by the law of attraction. And the third and the most important thing is the consistency. If you are not determined, the level of difference in success in life will be the determination that you have. Most of the people in their lives are because they are very, very determined. I think someone raised that point also, that I'm not consistent. Now, consistency is the key. Understand this thing, that without being consistent, you are not able to achieve anything. So consistency is something that you need to achieve before you do anything else. And something that you need to discard is the self-limiting factor. Now, I think I have been able to explain things in a nutshell. We'll go more into it maybe the next webinar or this satsang that we have. So is there a question that you have right now you can ask me? Or is there something that was difficult for you to digest? We can talk about it. Otherwise, we can close the session for the day. Anything that didn't went according to your conventional thought process? And that is another big problem. You know, we are trapped in a conventional thought process. Our logical mind, the mind that we think is the logic. Logic is the greatest barrier. Understand one thing which I want to add today. Logic is the greatest barrier of spirituality. Why? Because by logic, it tells you what you cannot do. So logic itself is a restricting force. And how did you get your logic? By the books that you read, by the theories you heard. So other people told you what you have thought as your logic, that what cannot happen and what can happen. Now, people who have been able to break that logic are the people who became great. Before Sachin Tendulkar, no one thought 100 centuries can be scored. Before this Neil Armstrong, no one thought that people can go to moon. Before Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, no one believed that they can go to the Mount Everest. But once it is made possible, that's because they believed, and they did not get restricted by the other theories that it is not possible to climb through this tide or the moon cannot be reached. So that is what you need to understand. Break all your logics. And that is the reason you say Bhakti Yoga is above Gyan Yoga. Why? Because Bhakti you will just close your eyes and say, God, give me a house. I don't know how you will give me a house. But moment you think that God give me a house, but how will I get the money? Where it will come from? Will God really give me? You'll never get a house. So close your eyes and ask like a child. That is all it is. So moment you are very, very devoted, you are absolutely, grounded by the devotion, bhakti. That time your logic goes away. And more you are in bhakti, your life becomes easy. And more you are logical, you will question everything. So logic has a question for every answer. Bhakti has an answer for every question. So that is the reason at times when guide tells you something, you are not able to conceive, blindly believe it. And then you will see it will happen to you. Yes, now any question?
Yes sir, इसलिए कहा जाता है at the end कि जब आपसे कुछ नहीं हो रहा तो now you live to God. Live to God. Everyone says भगवान पे छोड़ दो. और उसके बाद कहीं ना कहीं जाके you will feel peace कि हाँ भगवान पे छोड़ दिया है. अब जो वो उनका decision होगा, that will be right. So that thinking also gives us peace. Also regarding sending emoji, you ask in group और जैसे कि आपने इतना भेजा या नहीं भेजा or you are not practicing. Sometimes ऐसा लगता है you are scolding us.
No, understand one thing.
We have to justify.
No, understand one thing. The message that you are sending, is it going to impact me in any way? Like per message giving me some money or something? I am not at all offended,
No, sir. Hey, that time
what I
we
feel
feel
is,
you are so worried, and we are least bothered to inform you. That's why we inform you and send those things. Sir, we could not keep up because of this reason.
no,
That is why
I do that. First thing is very important to understand that whether you send messages in the to me or not, it really does not impact me in any way. But
even as now we have reached to that stage, it's not going to impact us. We are in that mood only.
Now, what is my intention is that if you are able to start a practice, there should be some sort of continuity. Now, when the continuity is there, whose life it will make better? It is your life. So let's say I have done something to make you understand the concept, and then you give up. What my objective is not to let you give up by any method. I'll use hundreds of techniques. At times I'll praise you, at times I'll scold you, at times I'll threaten you. So these are all my ways of bringing you back to your life, the life that you should get. Now, once you stop doing it, now people are not doing it. There are so many people. Only 12 were here. Others were not there at all. You are doing something to them. No, I'm just calling them that come, enjoy your life. So that is the way it's supposed to be. It does not really matter whether you send the message, you do not send the message, but understand necessarily the practice of your consistency. Once you are consistent, it will give you a lot of benefits. It will happen in your life. So that is the
And
way.
exactly that's what a mentor or a guru does.
Exactly, that's what the mentor's job is, to keep you consistent. When you scold the children of your class for not doing the homework, does it really matter if the child does not do the homework to you? No, it's very simple for you. नहीं किया 10 बच्चा क्या हुआ, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता आपको, लेकिन आप उस पर चिल्लाते हो, आप कभी गुस्सा करते हो, पनिशमेंट देते हो, क्यों? Mainly because you want the child to improve, isn't it? Your intention is very important. So once your intention is settled, you are through. So that's it for today. Any question you have? Mr. Suman, your questions answered or anything remains?
Thank you, sir.
Great.
Something is answered and something more questions are coming out. Because
Right.
spirituality is a very vast thing. Because unless and until you understand or satisfied from each and everything, you cannot reach the real objective.
No, one
And-
thing you have to understand, Mr. Suman, the questions will never end. That's one thing you have to understand. The people who are finding spirituality through questions, they will not reach a place. Understand one thing very clearly. There are certain things you will not find the answer, and it's like twisted path. I showed you the path of spirituality. Remember, it's a twisted path, and it's a very tricky path. And the tricky path, I'm saying this because there are these different opposite concepts of karma, of not believing in karma, of moksha, not believing in moksha. In spirituality also, there are different thought processes, different questions. But understand one thing, whatever we can answer, again, is a physical side of it. It's again a you are answering means you are restricting. कि मेरा 2 marks का answer हो गया. I wanted to know this, I got it. So you have boundaries. Let's say if you are asking a question, you give a book. Let's say I give you this book, fat book to you. इसमें है आपका answer. Is that the answer? No. Your answer is again you want something very, very specific. So specific is again something that is restrictive. Now in restrictive is something that is physical. When it goes to the spiritual level, you will see that there are so many questions, you will never solve it. You will never come to the end of it. But then what is spirituality? Spirituality is understanding that despite all these questions remaining, I am following a particular path, and that path is the power of intention, the gratitude, the law of attraction, and overall spiritual well-being for the benefit of greater humanity. So once you understand your intention, other questions will have contradictory answers at times. So don't worry about those things. Do not
Yes, sir.
get answers to everything. But whenever something comes to your mind, definitely clear it out. I'll try to tell it to you as far as practicable. But again, I'll tell you, even if you watch videos of Sadhguru, Gaur Gopal Das, and all videos, if you keep watching, you will find a lot of places they find, like, as if it seems they are contradicting themselves. That's because
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
spiritualism is something that is not restricted by certain rules and regulations. So you will find contradictions. So don't worry about that either. Just worry about your absolute awareness level. That's it.
Yes.
You know. So that's all for today. And how frequently you want the satsang to happen? That I wanted to know. I can have time. I can sit every day. It doesn't matter. In the evening when I'm done, I read books and I do my own practices. So sitting alternate day also is not a big problem for me. But how often can you sit?
सर हमारे लिए तो रोज हो जाए तो बहुत अच्छा है. सत्संग तो रोज होनी चाहिए, बट फैमिली वालों को प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. खाना नहीं पकाई अभी.
Once in a week is good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Once in a week, sir.
2 हफ्ते में एक बार या 1 हफ्ते में एक बार?
हफ्ते में एक बार.
Once in a week.
Once
in a week. Yes, sir.
Every Sunday evening or Saturday evening? Which one is good?
Saturday evening will be good, sir.
Saturday will yes, sir. Yes,
All right.
no
Saturday
Saturday
will be okay. Yes,
restful
Sunday
mind.
evening, sir.
Okay.
Nahi, Manorama ji.
Sunday, no, Saturday evening.
Now again, big challenge.
No, Sunday we plan or we get ready for Monday. Classes and all.
Right. So if you think Saturday you are comparatively free, I think Sunday most of you have to design something for the next day's online classes or visit school. And another
Exactly.
advantage of doing it on a Saturday would be,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
another advantage of the Saturday would be you get an additional day to contemplate on that. You're not in a motion. आपका मंडे स्टार्ट होता है तो आप उसमें फंस जाते हो काम में, तो उसमें से डिटैच करने के लिए संडे विल हेल्प यू. So every Saturday, fine.
Yes, sir.
Fine, sir.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
and
Yeah.
one request, sir.
Sure.
As we are getting all the videos of Sadhgurus and other people, so whatever you are recording, if it is possible, you send us, because if we listen it regularly, it will give a big clarity, because whatever we have discussed today, very few things will go inside, because you are we are talking in a very vivid things. So if your video will come to us, then it will give us more clarity and more consistency in the path, as well as there are so many things can happen to us. I think everyone will agree to it.
Agree, sir.
Right. What I'll do from
Yes,
next
sir.
session is, next session what we'll do is I will post this video also. I've recorded it. Next session onward एक चीज याद रखो आप लोग ऑनलाइन रहोगे ना, मतलब ये ग्रुप में, turn your cameras on also. Good recording. Otherwise, when people are speaking, I saw this time only this your names initial is blinking. So बाकी लोग मैं जब वीडियो अपलोड करूंगा, मेरे 2000 से ज्यादा फॉलोअर्स है. So in that case, what happens is people will not be able to see who is the person who's asking the question. Next class onward or next session onwards, keep your videos on. In all spiritual sessions that we attend, let's say I attend with Nitya Shanti, Manoj Lekhi, or other people, Joe Vitale. So these people, we turn our cameras on. We attend when the cameras are on. We are mute.
Okay, sir.
Cameras are on. So अब next class से वो करेंगे, and these videos will stay, and we will keep it in my channel. I hope you people are subscribed to my channel as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
This one I'll upload. Shortly it is available. I'll upload it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Sir.
you, sir.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I usually have a meeting scheduled every Saturday, and
What time?
so that starts at 5:30 and it's till 7:30. So though I can attend the meeting, but then it's like I will be engaged right from 5 till 9 or something like that. So
Mhm.
any time feasible on Sunday, if everyone agrees, then it would be better. Otherwise, except Saturday, I don't have any problem with any other day.
Got
So
it.
if it is possible, in any case, otherwise I would definitely attend, but then it will be doing all the work and attending the meeting at the same time. So if it is possible, I would request you to change the day
All right.
if everyone is feasible with it. Sunday,
Okay.
anytime, I don't have any
Okay,
problem.
sir. We cannot leave our any member sad. We will have it.
All right. Then we'll do it on Sunday. No problem. Those who can attend Saturday, they can.
We'll have on Sunday, sir.
So whatever you
Thank
have
you
to
so
do on
much, sir.
Sunday,
Suman, sir. Roshni, please.
whatever you have to do on Sunday, complete that work on Saturday. So it will be again Sunday will be a free day then. So
Okay.
Thank you
next
so
Sunday,
much, sir. Thank you so
7:30.
much.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Okay. Okay.